Chapter 6. Signs in the Sky. The deserts of Central Asia are vast. Some are sand and dunes, others simply rock and dust, mile after endless mile of lung-choking dust. The best way to describe them is by using the Russian word for them, pustynia, which means empty or nothingness. These are places of nothing, great, howling, empty places. This vast barrenness that covers over 60% of Central Asia's topography is not confined to the physical. It is often characteristic of the spiritual landscape as well. The pilgrim wandering in Central Asia will often stagger through such places, frequently, and easily become lost. Imagine passing through such a fearsome place. Then remember that this is a journey for which there is no map, and one for which you have no clear idea of what your destination actually looks like. If that image sends a shiver down your spine, perhaps you will feel sympathy toward the failures and mistakes of pilgrims like myself, who have often been lost in this spiritual wasteland. Beat the crowds. Sign up now for the next outbound caravan leading into the great and never-ending wastelands. Doesn't sound too appealing, does it? The terrifying image of being hopelessly lost in a trackless waste will help us appreciate the fact that pilgrims need something to point the way. If we could but find such a marker, it would be worth all our worldly possessions, including the trinkets and traditions that we brought from home. Or imagine a motley band of tired, thirsty pilgrims wandering through this same desert. Although they set out on this journey full of hope and promise, they are now hopelessly lost and desperate for a sign. As the sun sinks below a dune, they see something bewildering. At first it appears to be an odd second sunset. Could it be another mirage, of which they have seen many? Yet as the darkness slowly envelops them, it becomes clear that whatever this thing may be, it is certainly real. Eerily it hangs as a sign in the night sky, its glowing light beckoning all to follow. This strange heavenly sign breathes new hope into the lost pilgrim. Perhaps, just perhaps, there is a way out of this wasteland. In times past, pilgrims, traders, and caravan owners along the old Silk Road relied on a specialized navigation system that was perfected just for them, the fire tower. These great edifices were constructed at the command and kindness of various local sovereigns whose cities sat on the major caravan routes. These ancient signs, the fire towers, were built of strong, sun-baked bricks so they could reach into the sky. The idea was to thrust great torches high enough so that their light could be used as a point of navigation in the featureless desert. An ornate brick example is still standing today in the ancient caravan city of Bukhara in Uzbekistan. For a few pennies, the adventuresome pilgrim can climb the winding inner staircase to the parapet, where the Muslim stands 5 times a day to call Muslims for prayer. Its elegant silhouette rises over 150 feet, having been one of the tallest structures in the world when it was built in 1127 A.D. It was said that at night the fire tower of Bukhara could be seen for hundreds of miles. Unknown to us at the beginning of this magnificent journey, a great and benevolent sovereign had already raised up certain fire towers along our route. For some reason, it is important to him that we are able to find the way. These blazing signs that he has placed can help us find the way to the object of our pilgrimage, even under the worst of conditions. And what conditions could be worse for a pilgrim than deeply ingrained cultural arrogance and spiritual pride? Because of their imposing stature, you may think these impressive torches in the night sky would be obvious to any traveler. But this is not always the case. Sometimes it can be hard to see things that we don't want to see. Perhaps it would be best if I describe in detail some of the fire towers I have found along the way. This pilgrim is deeply indebted to these signs and wants to spare others the agony of seeing them only in retrospect, as he often did.